So we're going to have a look at the sort of recently put into preview self-scheduling portal that comes as an add-on to Dynamics 365 field service. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the settings that you get in Dynamics once the portal is deployed. And then Martin's going to run through an example of a customer scheduling a job for themselves. So on screen here now is what the portal itself looks like. We're fairly limited in what we can and can't change at the moment. As discussed at the beginning, it is in preview. So I'm expecting over time that we'll be able to expand on what is and isn't customizable. So once we deploy the portal, in field service itself in the app, under field service and then into the settings area, we have a series of settings where we can enable or disable certain features. So we've got things such as track my technician, which is Martin will show later, when the technician sort of through his mobile app declares that he's on the way to the job, that will send a notification to the user. We're enabling the self-scheduling. Obviously, that's what we're running through today. Here is about inviting new contacts. So if somebody joins an organization, we can invite them to become a user of the portal. And then the bottom half of the screen is dedicated to which sort of messages do we want to send out. They're all enabled here in our preview. So this is things like when a booking is confirmed, we're going to send one of these, either an email, SMS, or both. We also declare who we're sending the messages to. We've then got other options such as, do we want to send booking reminders? How far in advance? Do we want to send notifications when the technician is traveling, when we cancel a booking, etc.? So you can see they're fairly sort of self-explanatory. At the bottom here, we can exclude certain work order types and accounts from notifications. If we're setting this up in a production environment, you might want to effectively prevent all accounts from having these notifications. Or if you're just doing testing on specific accounts, for example, that's what these features are here for. We can then configure some display settings where we can specify the colors, the text color, the backgrounds, and we can also change sort of terminology between US and UK, for example. Then we have some further settings on Track My Technician. We can enable a map. Do we want to display to the customer the resource's name? Some people will, some people won't. Do we have an image of our resource that we want to include on any emails that we go out, and show the resource's phone number as well? So once you configure those settings, we'll then go through the example. So what we have here is a customer called First Up Consultants. They, as it stands, have two assets, which we use in the recently released assets and location functionality. So on the first floor, they've got the 6-litre foam extinguisher and the 2K CO extinguisher on the ground floor. So we've got an account, we've got assets. At that account, we also have a customer, and that is, in this case, John Lacey. He's the primary contact, which we've seen as one of the settings on the portal. He's the primary contact for this. So this is the person who's going to receive the booking notifications. So one of the settings was we can automatically invite new contacts to the portal. Failing that, we have the ability here to invite the person directly to self-scheduling. And that's where I'm going to hand over to Martin, who'll pick it up from the point of being John Lacey, having been invited to the portal.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Paul. So I'm just logged in as John Lacey, just to show you the email that he's going to receive. As Paul said, if that's a text message, it can go as a text message as well. But just go into the email here. It's just basically telling them that they offer self-service scheduling option. If they click on the Create Now button, it will take them to the sort of Redeem Invitation section. And as soon as they do that and click Register, it will basically take them into the self-service portal. So just show you that. So you can see it just takes them into a portal, and again, you would have skinned this up with your own logo and colours and things like that from the portal settings. We're on John's profile. In order for John to now raise his own sort of work order, he can click on self-scheduling over here. Again, you can customise the text that appears and things like that. It's putting through the account details. So first up, consultants details on the account. If I say it's not specific to a product, then I just leave this as none. And I can then just pick the service that I require. Equally, those assets that you just saw, if I said it was relating to, say, the foam extinguisher, then the address details would be specific to the asset location. So in this scenario, it's on the first floor at the same building as the head office. So I'm just saying it's that foam extinguisher I need to replace, and it is a fire extinguisher replacement. So I can pick this in here. It's going to pull through, how long it's going to take, again, from, service tasks on a work order, the incident type. And then it's going to present me with some time slots. So you can never book one for that day. You can only ever book sort of a day in advance. There's clearly nothing available tomorrow, so I can go for the 16th. We've only got one slot available at 2 o'clock. And this is based on resources availability, based on their shift patterns, based on, holidays and things like that, but also on their skill set. So the person who can carry out this service type, providing they've got availability, it's showing these slots. So if I just go 17th, perfect, you can see we've got a few more options. So just go for a 10 o'clock on the 17th. And if we just come down here and click book, you can have additional information in here if you need to as well. Just click book on here. That will now go and create us a booking. There you go. So it will now say your booking has been scheduled. Equally, if I just flick over now to the emails, there you go. You can see how quick and easy that was. It's now saying your booking is confirmed. So if we go on the booking here, what we've now got is we've got a work order number. We can see who's carrying out the work. We can see the time and date that it's on. If we need to reschedule for any reason, we can click on the email. Or again, if this was on a text message, you get the same thing. Click reschedule. Takes us back to John's portal, and it knows all the details that you've picked previous. But what it would do is it would just give you a few other time slots. So if I can say, actually, do you know what? I want to now do this on the 22nd, for example. Again, sticking with 10 o'clock, I can pick that. I can click book. Same thing would happen, but what will happen now is the work order will stay the same. So we'll still have the 01661 work order, but it's cancelled the previous booking and it's now given us a new booking. Might not be the same engineer as previous, but it will be a booking for somebody. And you can see the button will say rescheduled. Equally, just coming back in here, again instantaneous, you can see you now have a new booking that's been rescheduled. We can click in here. We can see all the details for this just by clicking on this. It will take us back into the portal, and then we can see all the details within the portal to say it's confirmed, and the work order details, the location, everything else like so. Now if I just flick over to Dynamics and just show you what this looks like in Dynamics, the work order and the booking that gets created. So you can see, look, active work orders. We've now got a brand new work order in here, 01661. This one's been created. We just go into this. You can see all the details that would normally get filled out on a work order, time from, promise, everything else will be filled in. The location's pulling from the asset, so we know it's on the first floor. We know the primary contact's John, obviously, in this scenario. And then down here you can see we've got the booking. Any bookings that are created by the client through the self-scheduling portal will be prefixed with this SS. So you'd have a booking over here and you can see which ones have been scheduled by the client and which ones have been scheduled internally. So we just click into the booking. You can see all the details around the booking and we can see the resource. So it's obviously Martin in this scenario. So if I just pull up my phone, I'll just show you. So obviously as Martin, come the 22nd, you can see this is me on my field service mobile. We've got the booking in here on the 22nd. We can then just come into this. I can then change my status from being scheduled, just to traveling. So you can see in here I've got a status that says traveling. I change that to traveling and I click save. So again, anyone in the office looking on the schedule board can see I'm now traveling to this job. Can't be now rescheduled for anyone else. But what this will now in turn do, you can see, there you go again, your technician, Martin, so based on the resource who's just specified that on their mobile, so for me in this scenario, it's telling me that he's on his way. Again, I can click in the email, see all the details around that. But this time around, I get this track your technician option. As soon as I click into track your technician here, what it's actually doing is it's physically looking at where my phone is in the world as the technician. And it's looking at that in real time and it's showing us on a map. So again, you can zoom in and out of this, but it's telling me, again, based on traffic and everything else, there's the details. Again, if I had a photo against me, it would show me who the engineer is, estimated arrival time, the location he's going to and when he's going to arrive. And you can see in here, so it's just helpful for somebody to get a notification, say you're on your way, you finish your last job, and you'll basically come in and then they can physically log in and see roughly when you're going to be there as well. Really useful, nice add from Microsoft's part. So yeah, if you like what you've seen today, please feel free to get in touch. Any questions you may have regarding field service portals, then we'd be happy to answer those. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the Preact YouTube channel if you want to see more videos about Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform in the future.